Your mum always says, I changed when you were born. When you arrived, you were the priority, and you've remained that priority for the last 25 years and will be for the next, 25 or 50 years again. So we don't always agree.
No.
I suppose being the father of this relationship, I usually feel my view should be strong enough if I say I think something about it, but obviously maybe we've reared you in such a way that you will always argue the toss if you don't think I'm right. So I can't have it both ways. I can't rear you one way and then expect you to be different.
You always made time for anything that I asked you to, concerts, not a huge music buff yourself, but if I wanted you at anything and I said, it's important that you go, you would definitely be there. You never missed a parent-teacher meeting, which I thought was just like standard practice, but I realise now that you obviously had to take like days off and work your day around to go to all those things.
You love school, and I love the fact that you love school. You loved it because you were meeting people and you were talking to people, and there was a common theme that came out in those parent-teacher meetings, and I still have some of the notes.
You have all the notebooks?
I have all the notebooks, yeah. Really, really smart, but could do better. Loves chatting to people. Very, very hard to keep focused. But if Kim is interested in a topic, she will argue and articulate everything to make sure that everybody knows Kim's view of that situation. And I suppose that has really continued on to today. Yeah. If you have strong views, we know about them. I was always very keen that you would do business, or you would do accountancy, you would do maths, because they were the things that I was particularly interested in. However, your mum got me to realise, let Kim choose herself.
In school, I've always felt like I was more like Mum, the music and the art. But I think if I had done business in school, I don't think I'd have gone to this path. I do think you always had a placed importance on education when I was growing up and going to college. I think you would have supported whatever I wanted to do, especially in education.
Well, I want you to be happy, and I want you to be the best at whatever you choose to do. You're moving away from Irish and music, and I was saying that's a massive change. Well, I remember saying to you at the time, how are you going to get into a master's? Like it is a selective process. I remember you arguing quite well with me, saying you're going to tell them you're coming from a different angle with the music and the Irish. And that turned out to be very much the way it was in reality. You were usually coming from things from a different perspective.
But a lot of people think if you work in finance, you're like doing maths all day and spreadsheets and Excels, and that's a part of it. But I suppose it's more the project management and people management side of finance. EY is very much about living their values. They support you to explore the areas of interest to you and what's important to you. So for me, that's the Unity Network and sustainability. And I think the Unity Network piece, being charity officer of the network, which is our LGBTQI+ network, allows me to support charity that's important to me. Is a really great opportunity to kind of give back to our community as well.
What I love is your job at EY, the social side of it. You're always involved in doing things. And when I was young in the bank, that's what I used to do. The social club was hugely, hugely important to me. And, that was my life at that stage, and I can see it's your life now, so I'm really, really proud of what you're achieving.
I think I'm very grateful for you and Mum and how you raised me and always supporting me to do anything that I wanted to do. You never pushed me into any direction, which I kind of think now it's funny because I ended up in the same path as you and ended up doing business. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Exactly.